Welcome back to my channel. Today we have thought about making this video. Joining me today is my little one, Nick, and Nick and I were going to teach you, give you some tips, 4 tips. Say you're planning on buying or getting new plants. So these are the tips that we can give you so that you're not gonna regret your plant purchases and enjoy them more. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Bye! Bye-bye! Say bye-bye, baby. Bye-bye! Hey guys, how's it going? Yes, today we're gonna talk about a couple of tips or tricks that I wanted to share with you. Kasi alam ko na balak nyo bumili ng halaman or probably bumibili na kayo ng halaman pero hindi nyo pa medyo naisip itong mga bagay na to. So, I just wanted to share with you all some tips na pwede nyo or dapat nyo gawin before kung halimbawa bibili kayo ng isang halaman from, let's say, a seller or from a nursery para hindi kayo mag-end up na mag-regret sa mga halaman na bibilhin niyo. Okay, so ngayon, hindi tayo actual na nasa nursery or sa meeting up a seller. But today, papakita ko lang sa inyo yung sample kung paano gawin. Tips na usually ginagawa ko kasi these are the things that I learned from buying a lot of things at home, as you can tell. Yung mga posts ko sa Instagram at sa Facebook, you can see how many plants I've already acquired and learned lessons. Kaya gusto ko i-share sa inyo para hindi masayang yung effort nyo at the same time yung pera nyo. So, let's just say for example na nasa nursery tayo. And the first tip that I wanted to give you is always check on the leaves. Okay, or foliage, diba? Yung tawagan. So, let's say for example, itong Aglaonema Silver Queen, yung natitimuhan yung bilhin. So, syempre madahon siya. So, unang touch mo, maganda talaga yung plant. And, ma-attract ka sa color niya. Pero, you have to notice the leaf or the leaves. Makikita mo na kung meron siyang insect. And usually, kapag may insect siya, kapag binaliktad mo yung leaf niya, may makikita kang puti-puti. So, that could be either aphids or fungus or whatnot. So, marami kang pa pwedeng makita kapag chinek mo yung dahon niya. So, yan. Usually, pag nagkakaroon ng discoloration, normal lang siya kapag isang dahon lang. Pag in-store mo na siya sa indoor. However, if you could see a lot of discolorations like ito. Yan, that's something that you have to be aware of. Okay, so that's the first tip I wanted to give you. Always check on the leaf. Make it a habit to touch the leaf. Kasi dun mo man-notice yung mga ganong eksena. Okay? So, let's just say, for example, snake plant naman yung titingnan mo. Okay, so, let's say, for example, snake plant naman or sansevieria yung hinahanap mo. I have a couple of examples right here. Ito yung mga pabili sa akin na plants. I just wanted to show you how to actually check on these guys. So, of course, you have to make sure na yung mismong katawan niya, just like this one, is green and walang yellowish kang makikita. Kung meron mang ganito, this one is pretty normal kasi minsan kapag sa pagdadala or sa nursery, minsan nagkakaroon sila ng ganyan. Para nagkakasugat sila sa katawan. So, that's pretty normal. Pero kapag meron siyang parang basa, tas naninilaw, that's something that you have to be aware of. Kasi baka na-overwater na yung snake plant or hindi siya naaalagaan ng maayos. So, this one, mo. Actually, napunasan ko na siya. Kasi pag indoor, tendency is we are cleaning the leaves, the stems, para hindi maalikabok or hindi siya mag-acquire ng insect sa loob ng bahay natin. So, ayun na nga. Hawakan yung mabuti at inspect nyo. So, dito naman guys, sa parte dito, kapag bibili kayo ng snake plant, dapat walang naninilaw dito kasi baka nagkaka-root rot na yun. So, check mo yan. O, diba? Ang cute ng baby. Alright, so that's about the snake plant. at yung madadahon na halaman. Ito, typically, meron kasi akong anthurium. This is a dwarf anthurium. Nagkaroon to ng aphids dati, pero okay na siya ngayon. Sobrang dami talaga kasi hindi ko nga napansin. Nasa ilalim pala niya. Yung harap niya kasi, itong labas, sobrang ganda. Green na green. And then all of a sudden, parang may nakita ko nagbablock na dahon. And then yun, na-realize ko na, something is wrong with this. So yun. Guys, whenever you're selecting a plant, make it a habit to also lift the leaves to check on it. Alright? Next tip, second tip that I wanted to give you is always check on the roots. So ito, just recently, I've experienced something na hindi ko ba na-experience sa mga previous nurseries na nabilhan ko. Kasi diba kapag nakipag-meet up tayo sa sellers, we trusted the person we know na okay na yung halaman na ibebenta sa atin, diba? And usually kapag resellers sila, they just buy the plants somewhere in bulk, kukuha nila ng mura, tapos ibebenta nila sa atin. Usong-uso yun dito sa Lipa kasi we don't have a lot of nurseries here. So, yun. It's very important na second tip is always make sure that the root is already established. Unless otherwise, bumibili kayo ng cuttings lang. Kasi syempre, cut lang yun. Wala pang ugat. But if you're buying something na naka-seedling bag na siya, or trashy bag, you have to make sure na mayroon na siyang ugat. Kasi recently, I had this experience wherein nung magriripat na ako, kasi naka-seedling bag nga siya, I pulled out the stem, and then to my surprise, kasi ang ganda-ganda talaga nung halaman, like, nasa labas pa siya actually. Isa siyang aglaonema silver splash, and sobrang ganda niya talaga. I didn't notice na wala siyang ugat, so I trusted the seller. And then, nung magriripat na ako, to my surprise, I saw na wala talaga siyang ugat. Kakakat niya lang or kakalagay niya lang doon. So, I confronted the seller, told him na, hey, this is not what I was expecting, although I know that this plant is not that expensive, blah, blah, blah. So, he agreed to change the plant and make sure that meron na siyang root talaga. So, yan. That's the second tip. You can ask the seller, if the seller isn't sure, kung okay lang sa kanya na medyo i-lift mo yung stem, that's even better. Kasi you're paying for that plant, right? So, you have the right to ask questions before i-acquire mo yung plant na yun. Alright, so that's the second tip. Always make sure that if you're buying rooted plants, always check on the roots. Okay, so third tip that I wanted to give you is, hindi siya related sa pag-check na actual physical plant, but the third tip is, I want to give you is always compare prices. Okay, so we all know that practically speaking, we wanted to get a plant of our liking na mura, diba? So yun, usually kapag ang halaman ay mahal, they call it rare plant, diba? So, hindi siya laging makikita dito sa Pilipinas. But then again, if that plant is something na gusto mo talaga, usually ako kasi meron akong Google Lens. So, before I buy the item sa marketplace, sa Facebook, what I typically do is, so search ko muna yung pangalan niya, how to care for it, and so on and so forth. Kapag yun na talaga, final na, hahanap ngayon ako sa marketplace, and then, compare ko yung price. So, if I see na average price is in between 100 to 300 pesos, depending sa itsura or sa kapal ng halaman, what I typically do is, yun, pag nakita ko na, ay, okay, ito yung pinakamalapit sa amin, tapos ito yung pinaka maganda yung itsura, I ask for the actual photo of the plant. Yun, go na tayo. Yun, so always make sure that you compare prices. Kasi, like for example, for me, meron akong nabili just recently yung kulay purple Persian Shield na halaman na I really love the color. Ayun, so I ended up buying the Persian Shield at like somehow double the price. And yeah, I regret that, definitely. So, before you buy it, don't just buy it right away. Just make some research first. Alright? So, that's the third one. Fourth, nabanggit ko na, that is something to do with how you care for the plant. Of course, not that you just wanted to get that plant, not that it's beautiful for your eyes, but also consider the responsibility that you would have to perform. Kasi guys, diba, plants are there for us to minimize the stress that we're feeling because of this pandemic, or kung hindi man, talagang mahilig tayo maghalaman, diba? So, for me, I've had quite a few plants na nategi or nadad na kasi I was not able to take care of them properly. Like, some of them were overwatered, some of them hindi masyadong naarawan, and so on and so forth. So, I realized na it's a journey kapag ang paghahalaman. However, we also have to be responsible kasi diba sa atin, we have the money to buy the plants. But sometimes hindi tayo nag-research. So we just end up killing the plant, stressing ourselves more. So as a tip for me guys, lesson that I've learned is wag lang bili ng bili na kesyo maganda, kesyo pleasing sa eyes, kesyo mura. We also have to make sure na naalagaan natin yung mga halaman at hindi natin sila napapabayaan, at of course, hindi natin sila napapatay. So, yun lang yung isang tip na pwede kong ibigay sa inyo. Something na siguro depende sa kalagayan ng lighting sa bahay nyo or paglalagyan nyo. Yun yung mga bagay na dapat mong i-consider kasi you have to be really a responsible plant mom. Alright, so those are basically the only things I wanted to share with you today. Some things that I've learned in the past. I'm just showing you the plants dito sa loob ng aming extra room. Kasi ito extra room na to, this is where I put all the plants after nila madilig dito. So, as you can see, medyo madumi pa siya kasi dito may araw dito. So, hindi ganun kalakas yung araw sa sala namin as sa different parts ng bahay. But dito meron. So, yun, my husband thought about this na ilalagay yung mesa para dito silang lahat magkasama-sama. May humidifier sa tabi. Ayun, at least once a week ginagawa namin yun. So, this is to promote growth. Kagaya nito, just recently, nagkaroon siya nitong baby na to. So, yun. I hope you guys learned something new about this video. I will still continue to create videos na alam ko maging helpful para sa mga plant parents like me. So continue to subscribe to my channel if you find value to this, as well as share, like the video. My name is Nica, and I hope that you're having a wondrous, very wonderful plant time today. Have a great one.